So let's get some special guests on stage. We have got the 2008 Champions League winner, Rio Ferdinand. And joining Rio on stage as well, sorry Rio, but we got two-time Champions League winner, Steve McManaman. Go on, Macca. And he didn't win the Champions League, but we brought him on for a laugh anyway. Ali McCoy! Yeah. Pundit of the year, may I add.
Steve.
He knows how to get a crowd going, doesn't he, boys? Rio, we're here. The final trophy right behind us there. You lifted that in 2008, and now we are just, 48 hours from the game kicking off. Does it bring back all those memories?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, listen, Macca, you know, Koisi doesn't, but it is.
Get used to that, Koisi, tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal when you kind of think about what you've done. At the time, you don't realise the size and magnitude of what you do, but as the years go by and you travel around Europe, we do this stuff, great commentating on games, punditry with TNT. And this is the thing that always kind of gets brought up by the fans. I'm sure Macca's the same when we go to Madrid. He can't walk through Madrid without people screaming his name. So this trophy means a lot. It changes your life in a lot of respects. So I was fortunate to get my hands on it. And someone lucky this weekend will get to do the same thing.
Macca, extra special for you to see your former club in the final here at Wembley as well.
Yeah, they're always in the final, aren't they?
I know.
If it's not Real Madrid, it's Liverpool in recent years, so I've been spoilt. And
you're a show-off.
I know. And, I mean, I'm fortunate enough, I think I've been, since 2010, I've been at every final, been watching it as well. So it's a tournament that's very close to my heart. I was over in Madrid midweek speaking to a lot of the players, and they're so relaxed because the fact that they've won it so many times. Speaking to Luka Modric 5 times, Toni Kroos 5 times. This is just like another game for them. But Wembley, I think, is extra special for these people as well. It's always got a place in the heart. A lot of the London-based players who played, Tony Rudiger, Luka Modric, are really looking forward to getting back to Wembley.
Ali, you came close in '93. Do we talk about it?
Yeah, goal away from it against Marseille. It was the first, believe it or not, the first modern-day Champions League. It's when it changed from the European Cup to the Champions League, and we were a goal away from it against Marseille, who eventually went on to win it. But I've done something these two will never do. I've commentated on a game, a European Champions League final, that these two have played in. Ooh. They'll never do the same for me, I'll tell you that right now.
You never know.
No.
Macca, it's interesting that you talk about the players just being so relaxed when you went to meet them this week. And Rio, you interviewed Jude Bellingham, didn't you? And he said he didn't have any nerves for the semi-final.
Yeah, but Jude's like, he's over there somewhere on his own. He's like, what he's doing is kind of wild. Like, I've spoken to a lot of former players who played for Real Madrid, Roberto Carlos, Zidane and those guys, and they don't even remember a player that's come in and had the impact that he's had in the first season. And at his age, no one's done this. Like, he's doing stuff that's not been done before, scoring a ridiculous amount of goals in the Clásicos, etc., but impacting games, impacting the squad, and taking the responsibility that comes with being a Real Madrid player the way he has at that age is just something that we've never seen. So his mindset and his mentality, I think, is we all marvel at. His ability is obvious that we see, but I think it's the mindset and the maturity that he shows that you go, you know what, wow, this is different. And you talk about great midfielders, England, and we've been blessed with some great midfielders. Stevie, Scholesy, Frank, we always talk about these guys, but none of these guys done what Jude's doing now at this age. None of them was doing what Jude is doing here right now, and they'd all say that. So he's a bit different.
Yeah, he is, yeah. And also, what you have to remember, he's won the Supercopa this year already. He's won
La Liga Player of the Year.
Liga, he's won that. They won that three months ago. I mean, it was that easy for them. So they're used to winning things. So the fact that they're here, the fact that they're at Wembley, the fact that it's another cup final, it means absolutely nothing for them. It's just another game to cement their names in the history of Real Madrid. And it's going to be Toni Kroos' last game, as we know, at club level. And this could be his final parting gift again, and this could be his 6th Champions League, which is an incredible feat in itself.
There are so many good stories, aren't there?
What I think is great, what I think is great for someone like Jude, what helps him as well is that
Who are you giving a thumbs up to over there, Macca?
Good Liverpool fan over there.
You dragged them in.
Anyway,
he works for Everton, so it doesn't count.
Anyway. But Jude, I think one of the other things is what he's gone into a squad. I think Real Madrid have been really, really kind of like bright and intelligent in the way that they've recruited and they've kept players on. They've got so much experience in there. Like for Jude to go in there, if he went in there without the likes of Toni Kroos and without Modric and these guys, I think there may be a different outcome. Does he impact the team and does he kind of get embedded into the team as well as he has done without that experience. The way they kind of cross over now has been really, really well. I think that's been a huge help for him going forward and doing what he's
Do you know what he is, Jules? He's an absolute breath of fresh air. That's what he is. He's come in, it seems the pressure hasn't got to him at all. He's as successful at this moment in time on the pitch as he is off it. I mean, you look at him off it, he's not put a foot wrong. His family look after him and all that kind of stuff. He's got a great thing about him. He's just really, really likeable. He does his talking on the pitch, and on the pitch he has been nothing short of absolutely fantastic this year. But do you know what he's got? He's got a bit of devilment about him as well on the football pitch, which all top players need. The boys will tell you, you've got to have a little bit about you don't get pushed about, and he's certainly got that.
Ali, there's been a lot of Real Madrid chat here. Can we just give a shout out to the Dortmund side of things?
Man.
Look, we've got some Dortmund fans here. They are the underdogs, and the neutral fans will want the underdogs to win this game on Saturday. Can you see anything other than a Real Madrid win? Give them a shot.
I've got to say, Dortmund, both games against Paris, and getting through the group, remember in a tough group, come out on top of the group, the Dortmund lads have been fantastic. They have been nothing short of brilliant. I really enjoyed both games against Paris, particularly the game in Dortmund. I thought it's the first time I'd seen the yellow wall in a long time.
So good.
First time I'd seen it in a long time. I was very fortunate enough to play there a couple of times. Fantastic stadium. Wonderful stadium to play. But that night against Paris, the support, the home support, guys, was absolutely remarkable. It was brilliant. And the game went their way. It wasn't a lot between the sides over the two games. Füllkrug took his chance first game, lovely ball from Schlotterbeck. But what I loved about Dortmund was everything to do with the fan base, the camaraderie, the players were in it, the fans were in it, everybody was in it together.
Oh, they can't win it though.
Are they going to win it though? That was the question.
Well, the question is this. The answer is this, I beg your pardon. I know what the question was. The answer is this.
He always avoids my question.
Of course they can win it. Absolutely they can win it. Real Madrid have won 14 out of 17. They've lost 3. They've got a chance to go 15. So the odds are heavily stacked.
Can Dortmund win it?
They're heavily stacked against Dortmund.
Can they win it?
Of course they can win it. I mean, they're up against it. Real Madrid will be favourites. Real Madrid will be absolutely favourites by any stretch of the imagination. But you've asked me a question, can they win it? Of course they can.
Love that, Ali. Love it. All right, well, let's catch up with Bex now. She's with Crouchy and Joe. Where are you guys?
Thank you very much, Jules. Yes, I'm at the back of Box Park, inside the German Doner Kebab shop, where Borussia Dortmund fans are in the house. Yes, they are. This is looking exciting. Oh, look, the songs are going already. Excellent. Keep it going, boys. Keep it going. It's the subs bench at the minute, I'm not going to lie. Joe Cole and Peter Crouch are hoping to be promoted a little bit later on. Crouch, you want to make more of an impact tonight than what you did in 2007, don't you, mate?
Oh, that's hard. Now look at me.
I know. Look at him now. We've got him working in the Doner Kebab shop. Lucy Ward is also here alongside me. Lucy, you're going to be a head judge tonight. Who do you anticipate making the better Doner Kebab? Are you going to go with the reach of Crouchy or the nimbleness of Joe Cole?
Do you know what? I'm not sure, but as a second career, I don't think this is the right choice for either of them either.
You're not saying you enjoy the...
nimbleness?
Yeah.
Why do you need to be nimble to make a kebab?
You can whip around straight out of the desk.
Okay, well, we have got a queue.
I know, so you've got to get going on those kebab boys. Get making them. But Lucy, this is exciting, isn't it?
It is.
A couple of days, the Champions League final.
They have no idea what they're doing. Look, he can't even hold the microphone as well as the kebabs. But this is
what
they look
I like to make sure that they get the spicy sauce, the yogurt, the garlic. So my customers, they can have whatever
Number 29 as well there, take away 29.
29, go grab it, number 29. 29 is up, yes, look at that, he's absolutely delighted. I thought we'd be a bit pacier on this, if I'm being totally honest. Thought we'd be a bit pacier.
Right.
Come on, keep it going, boys.
Oh, we're still going, all right.
Yeah, come on, all right, let's go. Pick up these kebabs, let's go.
Doner kebabs, anyone? No problem.
Lucy, a couple of days to the Champions League final. This is what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. The atmosphere in here is incredible, and who knows what will happen. But certainly, kebabs are certainly on the menu.
That traditional German food, the doner kebab that everybody loves.
Here we go.
Grouchy, what's happened?
Throw it in the bin. It's all right.
Kebabs,
He's had his fingers all over it.
Just in case you get...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's one.
Just in case you're sick.
There you go, son.
All right, I think... I mean, this is we're in desperate measures over here, Jules, but I'm not sure they've got a second career in this.
Oh, ketchup.
They're desperate. He's given a ketchup. Shepard, that's it.
Spicy stuff.
All right, boys, come in. Boys, you've run out of ingredients here. Champions League final in 2 days' time. Hopefully, you'll be promoting yourselves to more of the pitch sides rather than behind table. What are you thinking about this game?
Well, can't wait for this game, Bex. Really can't. And there's a few Madrid fans in here, but I fancy Dortmund. I don't know why.
Ooh,
I've got a funny feeling.
Yeah.
I do.
I don't know. I just Real Madrid just have that. They have something about it in this competition. You just can't see past them. But it's great to have it at Wembley. Yeah, it's
Buzzing.
Yeah.
You're so casual about this, crowd.
Oh no, I'm excited, but you know, it's still early days.
We've got a day to go. You've got to pace yourself. But look, Dortmund fans, Joe's in the house. He's on your team. What do you think? Yay! What's your reaction to Crouchy's Real Madrid shout?
You've got Real Madrid shirts on at the back.
Infiltrate.
Hello, Madrid.
Don't be giving all their secrets away. But yeah, Jules, we are so looking forward to this. One more cheer, guys. Yay! German doner kebabs. They're on us.
Ali, what do you make of the boys serving kebabs?
I tell you the first thing I've got to say. I thought we Joe could have got that microphone a bit higher in front of his face. No.
Also, the last time I checked, kebabs were saved for the end of the night, Macca.
I know, I thought so, yeah. I'm the same, Germans on the kebabs.
Yeah.
Not wrong with a Frankfurter, is there, I thought?
Look, we already got Ali's favourite moment so far in the Champions League, which was seeing the yellow wall in person. Macca, what was your favourite moment leading up to this final?
Well, I was present with Rio I mean, normally it's a Real Madrid comeback, and it was this time around. I think the last round against Bayern Munich, Josselu's 2 goals in quick succession right at the end of the game. I thought
this was crazy, wasn't it?
Anybody who was in the stadium, I mean, if anybody's visited the stadium recently when the roof has been able to close, it's such an atmosphere now, and it was hostile, it was aggressive, it was noisy, it was hot, and Real Madrid going behind, you almost want them to go behind because they up the tempo and it just becomes an incredible spectacle of a game. And of course this was one of the latter games, so that sits firmly in your mind. But you know, we were present at the Manchester City comeback, the Chelsea comeback, the Real Madrid comeback in that epic year they had, and this is another one of them. And Joselu, with the story that he's had and his background and his love of Real Madrid, I just thought it was an endearing story which makes you love football even more. And
Rio, you were pitch side, and Rudiger came over and basically celebrated right in front of you, didn't he?
With me.
With you.
He ran to you, didn't he, Rio?
No, we had a little celebration set up, but then I see the linesman put his flag up, man. It ruined the whole thing. We had a dance and everything done, but it didn't happen. And he went on, he was like a bit deflated. And then obviously VAR comes in and VAR worked for them. But no, it was crazy. That was just like a mad moment. We went down and we was moaning we had to miss some of the game to get down there because we was up in the gantry with Ali doing the commentary. So it takes about 7 or 8 minutes to get down there. So I've missed half or some of the game. And then when that happened, it was just like, it was crazy. So that was my favourite.
I'll tell you what
moment.
I would say, Rio, he has been magnificent this year, Antonio Rudiger.
Oh, unreal.
With David Alaba going out, with Thibaut Courtois going out, with Eder Militao getting injured at the first game of the season against Athletic Club. He's played with 4 or 5 different centre defenders, and he's had a bit of stick against them over the last couple of years when he joined Madrid and for Germany. But he has been one of the outstanding players this year in a Real Madrid shirt. He really has.
Without doubt. He'll relish the challenge with big Nicholas Füllkrug. He's one of these. It's a little bit different, but it reminds me of a centre defender, and you'll know better than him, Rio. He enjoys marking somebody. He enjoys having a job to do, right? That's my man. I'm marking him. I know what I've got to do. And he'll look forward to the task on Saturday.
From a player's point of view, tell me, Rio, what was it like building up to a final when you're just a couple of days before the big day? What's it like as a player?
Yeah, I think it's hard. If you've never been there before, it is difficult. You need experience around you. That's where Luka Modric and the likes of Toni Kroos come in because they've been there, seen it and done it. They're 5 times winners. But you can get carried away, you can get caught up, and I was one of those, I had to kind of shut out the noise. I stopped reading papers the week of the final, stopped listening to the radio. Obviously now with social media, you've got to turn that off, I think. And it's difficult because we're all used to picking up our phones and going straight onto all these social media platforms, but that brings more pressure because you just think that there's millions and millions of people around the world going to watch this game, and that is just more, it just builds and builds and builds. So I try and just trying to take the game down, and I think it's a hard thing to do. And we were talking before, I think there's some players that can bounce into a game like it's anything and be like calm and smiling, having a laugh. And then there's some people, I mean, Cody was one of those. He would be very serious, wouldn't even kick the ball in the changing room.
I can't imagine
that. It was mad. But everyone's very different. But for me, I found it if you let the occasion get to you, what's the saying? That, like, don't play the game, not the occasion.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to say it.
Maka, as a player, I can imagine what you're like building up to a final, but can we just compare the two teams? How would this current Real Madrid team beat your Real Madrid team?
No.
Maybe the previous one with Cristiano and Karim and Gareth Bale, maybe. But this one, I think, is in a transitional period, weirdly enough. You know, of course, Jude came in, but last year, Karim Benzema left, Asensio left, Eden Hazard left. So they brought Jude in and a number of other players. But the other players they brought in were really cover players, with all respect to them. Brahim, Joselu, Fran Garcia. You know, they were players that were always going to be on the periphery of the team. Jude was their number one signing, and I think they were looking forward to this year to be them, as in next year's season when Kylian comes, when they're going to explode. So I think it's come earlier. So that's why I would say yes. And the team I jumped into, they'd won it in '98, so they were vastly experienced. So to go again and win it in 2000 and then win it in 2002, it was easy for them. They were as relaxed and, as Rio mentioned before, confident as you like beforehand. The night before, having massages at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, having a couple of beers, having a glass of wine. I was amazed coming from England because we were very strict. But they were like, no, you can't have a cup of coffee. It fills you up. Let's have a beer.
Well, the Liverpool team were very strict.
Well, strictish. So, you know, anybody saying to me, do you want a beer before a game? I'm in straight away. So it was really eye-opening for me. So relaxed, playing music at 2 a.m. in the hotel the night before the game.
I think it's amazing. It's brilliant, obviously, to discuss different teams in different eras. And it's a conversation that nobody's effectively right or wrong. However, I take the point. I think Steve makes a great point. I think this is the early days in this particular Real Madrid side. I genuinely really do. And you played in a fantastic, and there's been some wonderful Real Madrid sides in the future. And this one at the moment might go on to be another unbelievable side.
I think it will.
I think there's every chance it will be. But I would still take Steve's team to win.
Steve, you look at Jude going in, young English player going into this dressing room with all those big experienced players, and they've won a lot of stuff, yeah? That's quite intimidating when you're looking on the outside. You walked into a change room, like you say, with experience and some great Galactico players. What was that like when you walked in there with the Zidanes, with the Figas, with the Ronaldos, etc.?
Well, to be honest, they came after me, but I still went into a dressing room where they just won the Champions League. Yeah. You know, the year before, Raúl, Roberto Carlos, Fernando Hierro. So big names, big characters. And when I went in, of course, I didn't speak Spanish. So you sort of just gravitate to anybody who can help you out and speak English and get by there. Whereas I think now, of course, many years on, there's translators galore. People help you find houses. People help you pay, the bills. People help you do this. And many, many more people in Madrid speak Spanish, of course. But as you said before, Rio, he's got Toni Kroos speaks perfect English. He's got the manager speaks perfect English. Luka Modric speaks perfect English. There's a lot of people in there now that say, all right, that's enough. And if you speak to the elder statesmen, that's what they consider themselves. Nacho, Lucas Vazquez, Luka, Toni Kroos. They're now the bosses of Vinny Jr., Rodrigo, Jude Bellingham, Fede Valverde, Camavinga, Tchouaméni. So there's a pecking order, and nobody steps out of line. No matter how big an ego you've got, how big a star you have, the bosses are the elder statesmen. And the
one thing I've got to ask you, Mark, and it's an interesting question. I've got to ask it. Will that change when Mbappe comes to town?
I think it could do, because he is, as everybody knows, he's arguably the heir to Cristiano and Messi's throne, isn't he? But he has to show it on the pitch. He can't be walking around like he did against Barcelona and against Borussia Dortmund. If he doesn't try, he could be out, because Hendrick's coming in as well. And he's the potential new Brazilian superstar on the map. So it's going to be intriguing to watch the next couple of years.
Yeah, there is plenty more to come from these guys. And as well as chatting to the guys in the audience, we want to hear from you at home. How many of this current Dortmund side will get into the Real Madrid team at football on TNT? That is where you can chat to us here at Box Park. It is time for a break. But after that, we're going to be doing a very special edition of What I Wore with Kenny All-Stars. Welcome back to Box Park, Wembley, where the fans in here are in good voice. I've even seen Villa fans in here. There's Liverpool fans. This place is packed out, and we're just a couple days away now from the Champions League final. But surprise, surprise, our TNT Sports lot have left me for the Barbecks.
I have to say it's where we feel most comfortable. Ali McCoist is behind the bar, of course he is. So what are we going for? Are you getting us a Spanish sangria or are we going for a German beer, Ali?
I'm keeping it neutral. I'm going for the Stara Pramen.
What?
Stara Pramen. Now, I've got it from you, Marky. I've done my homework. It's a wonderfully brewed beer from Prague.
Okay,
You all
right.
set?
Yeah, let's get it going. Come on.
Good German beer then, is it? Yeah, from Prague.
Oh, the pressure is on. Look, if Maka used to drink before a game, he's sure going to have a couple now. But guys, Lucy, Maka, Rio, we haven't actually spoken about the battle between the managers here. What an opportunity for the Dortmund manager. Heading to tomorrow night.
Yeah, huge.
Oh, look at the head on that.
I'm sorry to interrupt,
Wow.
but
It's all right, Maka will still drink it, I'm sure.
here's one I prepared earlier.
Hey, there we go. But Rio, opportunity for the Dortmund manager tomorrow night up against the Don.
He's Don Carlo. Obviously, he's done it all. He's been a huge influence on these, especially these young players. I think he gets the best out of individuals. I think we're in an era where systems override individuals, but Carlo's kind of played it back old school. He wants individuals to decide the games, and I love seeing that, and that's why I really love this Real Madrid team. He relies on the Viniciuses, he relies on the Toni Kroos, on the Jude Bellinghams, etc., and Rodrigo's to win the game for him rather than just a system doing that. But listen, the Dortmund manager has a fantastic opportunity. I actually went to train at West Ham a few years ago, and Slaven Bilic was the manager. He was one of the coaches, and he struck me. He stood out then as someone who is a student of the game. He's got an opportunity to go. I didn't know he'd go this quick and this far, but I'm not surprised he's doing what he's doing.
Lucy, Jadon Sancho is going to be back in the game as well tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously didn't suit him at Man United, the environment, but he obviously feels at home at Dortmund, and you can see it. He's relaxed, he's happy. They don't play well, young footballers don't play well if they're not happy, and he obviously is happy now, so it's great to see him doing that.
Lucy, what you have to remember is Manchester United, nobody's happy at Manchester United. So
From Rio.
Jadon Sancho being unhappy is not a surprise, really.
Can we go to a break quickly? We can sort this out.
I know, right? We've got to break this up. But Dortmund, they must see this. All right, it's their third final, but...
Yes, they were last year at Wembley, weren't they? Against
the Jurgen Klopp's Bayern Munich.
Against Bayern Munich. But you would say that, this is... probably Real Madrid. Last year I thought Manchester City were big favourites against Inter Milan. It's probably Real Madrid are probably bigger favourites. So what a game to win if Borussia Dortmund can turn them around. 5th in the Bundesliga, the record they've had this year. They've had a disappointing season for Borussia Dortmund, where Madrid are riding high, beating everybody, have lost only once in the league, haven't lost in the Champions League, so the stakes are high for them. The pressure's on Real Madrid. Can they handle it? And Ali thinks Borussia Dortmund can win.
He's sitting up in that stage 2 minutes ago and he's telling me Dortmund have no chance.
I think they've got no chance. I'm just pissed. I'm just shouting the case for them, that's all.
Right, Ali, I can see that there's 1, 2, 3 beers, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us, so... I know, right? Thank you very much.
I want my beer poured by a pro. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm a bit snobby like that.
I'm still waiting for the flake in my drink.
All right, just very, very quickly. This is going to be a close game, though, right? This is a Champions League final.
Yeah, I think by 2 goals, Real Madrid win it.
Okay.
First goal's so important, isn't it? I mean, if Dortmund get it a little bit different, but Real Madrid love to come back and love to do something exciting.
I'm with Rio. I think Madrid will win comfortably by 2.
All right, those are our predictions, Jules.
I'll tell you what, we've just seen Ali McCoist pulling pints there. You two making kebabs. You can surely pull a better pint than McCoist.
Oh, without doubt.
I'm not sure. I mean, carving kebabs is pretty bad.
Right, you two are joining me on stage now because you both played in a Champions League final. You both lost, though, which isn't great.
Thank you, JB.
Yeah. But what was it like for you, Joe?
It's an incredible experience. I mean, but it is just another game. So for me, it's always a sour taste.
As close as you got to the trophy, Joe.
Yeah. It's always a sour taste because it was just the one that got away for me. Between 2003 and 2010, I think I played 4 semi-finals and a final. And I just think it just wasn't written in the stars. But
what would have happened, Joe, had you not been taken off for Anelka? Would you have scored this 10?
I would have actually gone the other way. But...
Would you?
Yeah, that's my way.
Genuinely.
You're saying you would have won it?
Well, we wouldn't have lost it like that, yeah. No, it was discussed. I mean, we had some fantastic penalty takers. Frank Lampard, Ballack, Drogba. Anelka was a striker, and I would have been number 6 in that position. I'd never taken a penalty up into my career before that day. So to take your first one in the Champions League final, penalty shootout, would have been a bit much. So there was when you come off the pitch, when the penalty shootout's looming, and you've never taken the penalty, there was a sense of almost relief. It was Nico's responsibility, but obviously I would have taken it and probably scored.
Crouchy, is it a similar story for you, a question of what if, because you only played how many minutes in your final?
12 glorious minutes.
12 minutes.
Thank you very much.
No, do you know what? I'd played in pretty much every game up to the final, and if I could have my time again and go back and play one game, it would be the final in Athens, because I just felt like I was playing well, I'd scoring goals, and obviously I was sitting there in the team meeting before the game, and Rafa read the team out, and he was like, "You're not in it." And
did you ever get told why?
No, Rafa had that way about him where he would just put a squad on the board, and sometimes, you know, Xabi Alonso wouldn't be in it, or Steven Gerrard be rested, and you wouldn't understand why. He'd never tell you why. And yeah, I was obviously really frustrated to miss out on the biggest occasion of my life, really.
Would have won it if you started, Crouchy.
Well, you know, listen, I felt it was a Milan team that wasn't quite as good as the Milan team that got beat in Istanbul in 2005. I felt they were there for the taking. I felt, even if he didn't play me, if he played Robbie Fowler or Craig Bellamy, it felt like we could have gone at them and maybe got a result. So
speaking of managers then, Joe, you know Carlo Ancelotti, you know the Real Madrid manager. What's he like?
What a man. Don Carlo, he's just he's an absolute genius at a game.
Is the eyebrow as intimidating in real life?
No, I mean, he only ever had to shout at us once in the whole season, and it was, I mean, the first night we had like a team bonding meal in a restaurant, Italian restaurant in London, and I was actually late, so you get to the restaurant late, and there's one seat next to the new manager, and I walked up, oh, no, this is going to be hard.
They left that seat for you?
No, and I thought, first of all, I'm in trouble for being late, and I've got to sit with a manager for 2-3 hours. But as soon as I got down, he just got the limoncello out, and we started doing shots. and we had a great night. And then like the lads used to call me the son of, because you know, he didn't tell me off for being late. And he's just a great man. He's just a great man manager, and I'm not surprised he's had the success he's had.
Yeah. You know, I played a charity game at Old Trafford, and I always remember Sir Alex Ferguson was a manager of one team, and Carlo Ancelotti was manager of the other team. And I remember I just hung around long enough after dinner for the two men just to be sitting there on their own, and they were chatting about old times. And I remember going over there and just listening to those two managers' stories, and it was unbelievable. It really was.
That's amazing. So you've downed limoncello shots with Carlo Ancelotti. Can you beat that, Crouchy?
No, I wasn't down in shots. I had a nice coffee, but listen, to be in the presence of that greatness was fantastic.
That is very impressive. Right, let's get to Kenny and the boys, because we've got a very special edition of What I Wore.
Yes, we are here with a brand new, glowed up and fresh version of What I Wore. And we are flipping the script and doing things differently. We are putting the rivalries to the side for a hot second, and we are going to talk classic jerseys. Now, what we want to do is pick out our favourite shirts on the lineup, guys, yeah? I'm going to kick it off. Well, of course, Ali, of course you're going to go to the ratings.
Sorry, Kenny.
We've got to wait for that, Ali.
Sorry, mate.
Just relax. Jump in the gun.
You know what I've got to do? Is there any Dortmund fans in the house? Make some noise! I've got to go with the classic 97 Dortmund. If it's got a collar, it's a W for me. I don't know about you guys, but it's a classic. I've got to bring you in, Ali. Yep. Paul Lambert, the first Brit to win a Champions League. And, of course, the first Brit that I've ever seen in a game of football to have Zidane in his pocket. Does he talk about that every 5 minutes?
Amazing. 1997, never get it. 3-1. I think Karl Heinz Rieder got a couple.
Really, yeah.
And Ricken got another goal. Lars Ricken got one. But his performance that night was absolutely fantastic. You're right. Zidane, one of the greatest players to walk this planet, by the way. I mean, that good. Definitely that good. I'm not going to say Paul had him in his pocket, but he played heck of a well.
Yeah, no, it was incredible. Maka,
yes, mate.
Saying that there's a couple Real Madrid classic shirts here. Is there anything that kind of comes at you?
Well, the Zizou one, of course, is the one you speak about because of his goal, and of course, there's no sponsorship on. That was the 100th year anniversary of Real Madrid, of course, and that was when Zidane really lit his name up in lights because not a lot of people know when he joined the club, he actually struggled in the first couple of months to really settle in. He played in a number of positions trying to find this magic role for him in midfield, on the left, on the right, as a number 10, as an 8. He played everywhere, but he really came to life in the cup final against Bayer Leverkusen with that incredible volley, yes.
And quickly, Maka, you've played with some OGs in the game. We're talking the likes of R9, Roberto Carlos. Wow, what was it like being in that kind of dressing room?
You know what, it was just like being in every dressing room. There was some funny lads, there was some crazy lads, there was some quiet lads, there was some shy people. The fact that they were superstars, we judge them as superstars because we're English or we're from the UK looking at them. But they were in awe of a lot of the English players and a lot of the lads who played in the UK. So there was a mutual love for each other. But yes, some wonderful players in that side. And of course, there's Nicholas Anelka there who played in this country as well.
Rio, of course, he played in 3 finals. And I must say, Manchester United have had some really good kits over the years. Is there any Manchester United kit that you would probably wear on a night out after maybe a Champions League win? Anything that you could
Yeah,
style?
I'd wear that.
Yeah?
That would drop nice. As you said, the collar's nice.
You've got to have a collar, surely.
Yeah, 100%. But for me, in terms of style, in the summer, I would rock this. This was iconic, man.
Yeah, it was.
This was an iconic kit. Papan, John Papan.
Are you sure you want to hold that next to...
Sorry, Ali. Ali's just
sensitive.
puked in his mouth.
Ali, you don't have
I've got to be brutally honest. I'm not sure I'd wear it myself on a night out. But, it's a lovely kit. You think of that team, some great players.
Yeah. Basil
Bolly, Marcus Desailly, Deschamps, Alan Boxic, Rudy Vola, Abili Pelli. Great team.
All right, shall we look at kits that maybe we saw in the Champions League final that you didn't participate in? Maka, look at this one, Istanbul 2005. That's a good one, right?
Yeah, I've got a lot of memories. I went to that game, of course. Crouchy was speaking about 2007 in Athens. I went to that game, so... I mean, that was the iconic game where Liverpool came back from, that. And it was an incredible team. Crouchy was right. The 2007 team was nowhere near as good as the 2005 team, the Milan side. But that was an iconic game because you don't come back against Kaká and against that defence that AC Milan team had and win the game. And they all played the part in the second half.
I'm telling you, Maka, I'll be brutally honest. I was at that game myself, and to this day, I still can't believe Liverpool won it. It was amazing. One of the greatest games I've been at, maybe ever.
I never watched it.
Oh, my days. Okay, let's go in with something I like to call what I wish I hadn't won. Okay?
I wish I hadn't won.
So, we're going to put out some questionable fashion. Look at Ali rubbing his head.
I'm under right pressure here, by the way.
Fashion traces will appear. And let's kick it off with Rio. Now, Rio, boot cuts are back in fashion. So was this an early call?
I just so you know, I wasn't wearing boot cuts there. Look at me.
What?
I'm wearing the same type of trousers fit that I got on now. I just was ahead of my time.
Yeah.
I don't know, Rio, man. The jeans double up as a mop.
No. And the braids were before people were wearing braids. Beck started having them after. Everyone started having them.
Everybody copied Rio.
Yeah,
Rio, trendsetter, trailblazer.
I think Scholes' jumper saved you.
Yeah, I think so. Wazza's gear was horrendous. Wazza's was the worst I've seen there. Can we put it back up? Can we just look at Wazza's gear again? It's a disgrace.
Rio, I don't want to offend no one. Let's go. Maka.
Yes.
Let's look at Maka. What's
White suit, I bet you.
No, there's me in the background there.
Look at that. Mr. Suave over there, Maka.
Listen, in '96 that was fashionable.
That was like a unibus.
Somebody asked Giorgio Armani, can you fit a load of ice cream in? He said, I know exactly what we've got. Put that on, he said.
Before we get any further, can you explain the 8-inch quiff?
Yeah, the quiff.
Ali, we might nearly be out of time, but is Ali...
Quick, get it on.
We're out of time.
We'll keep on going.
For having us, folks.
Wow, look at the tie.
Posing you, Ali.
I'm not winding you up. You could tie up the QE2 with a knot in that tie.
That's quality.
He had to wear some yesterday. That's not bad, though, mate.
Oh, my days. That's quality stuff. All right, listen, we've got to go back to you, Jules. Thank you. What a war coming soon. Let's go.
Kenny, that was absolutely amazing. I think we should ask the audience, who had the worst clobber there? Who was the worst? Was it Rio, Ali, or was it Maka with the suit? It's got to be Maka, surely.
No, Rio. There's a lot of Rio there. There's a lot of Rio. Someone's thrown Joe Cole in.
This is actually what he chose to wear. Oh, amazing. Lucy, we're just talking about things you wish you hadn't worn there. back in your day, I'm not going to give away your age, but back in your day when you were playing, Lucy, there wasn't a lot of funding in women's football, was there? So the kits were not very well fitted.
Listen, we relied on the hand-me-downs from the men's team, so I'd be wearing like an extra large. It's like wearing a double duvet cover and trying to run, and that's why I was quite slow. I thought I was quite quick until I started trying to run. So, like, look, somebody's ironed on that sponsor at the front just because we wouldn't have had a sponsor. But, like, I just consider myself a pioneer, and I sort of led my, you know, I had to play in things like that, so the girls now can get paid to play. I suppose that's how it is. I wish I was like playing now. That would be absolutely fantastic.
Do you know what? I'm really glad I've still got a couple of days. Yes, well done, Lucy. Well done.
See, you two have not had a round of applause. Joe, you didn't have a round of applause.
We've said nothing of note yet.
I'm glad I've got a couple of days to change my suit for the final on Saturday, because I'm basically wearing what Maka was wearing there. Joe, I could have pulled out loads of hilarious photos of you in some bad clothes.
They scoured the internet and they couldn't find me once in any bad clothes.
Whilst we were scouring the internet for bad Joe clothes, we found this, and it was probably my favourite moment of the season. So let's just have a listen to Joe Cole trying to speak French.
Parlez-vous anglais?
We'll translate.
Français plutôt.
Je suis très heureux d'être ici maintenant. J'aime les ski. J'aime l'osc. Gagner ce soir?
Oui, gagner ce soir.
Pas de problème, pas de problème.
Ok, parfait. Merci beaucoup, Joe. Merci beaucoup.
Shampoo.
Oh, Coley. Amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So mange too, Rodney, mange too.
Yeah. We said it on the day, but it was prime Derek Troy. They put that on me. They said to me, the fans want to see you, and they want to speak to you. Can you speak in French? And I was like, well,
sounds all right, that, Joe.
Yeah. Well,
apart from
is there any French speakers in here tonight?
Anyone speak?
Well, it was great then.
It was perfect, fluent.
Perfect, fluent.
Crouchy, we know that you played with Joselu in your time at Stoke, and obviously he's now at Real Madrid and scored those amazing goals we've already seen tonight. Did he teach you any Spanish? You going to give us any?
No, unfortunately, no. I taught him all I know in English. One thing I have to say, I think Maka touched on it. Like, Joselu he loved Real Madrid. Like, he was a fan. So when I saw him score those 2 goals and the performance he's done now, I've been so pleased for him, because he genuinely loves the club. He would have gone to the game with his dad anyway. So when I see him scoring the 2 goals that get them into the Champions League final, it gave me goosebumps. It's like what football's about.
Yeah.
You know, being a fan, and then somehow he's gone from Stoke to Real Madrid, and now he's scoring goals in the Champions League. So I'm really pleased for him. He's a great lad as well.
It's always so good seeing fans' journeys to get to the final, because they support their teams through thick and thin. And we have got those 2 guys here with us at Box Park tonight, Bex, haven't we?
We certainly have. Give it up for Alejandro and Maria. Guys, this is it. You are here. You are live. You are at Wembley, a couple of days out from the Real Madrid Borussia Dortmund final. Maria, how are you feeling?
Very excited, very nervous, and I can't wait for Saturday.
Oh, look at that. She's got energy in her bones. Alejandro, why are Real Madrid going to win this?
Because we're meant to be here. This is our stage. We're going to win this because we are the kings of Europe. Come on, man.
Look at this, the fighting talk against this. Do you expect any surprises from Carlo Ancelotti, or is it going to be a similar kind of team that you've seen most of the season?
I think it's going to be pretty similar. You know, Ancelotti's very smart. He knows what he's doing, and we're going to come with a strong squad, and we're going to get it done. Let's go.
Maria?
I expect to suffer, but we're winning 2-1.
Okay, score prediction, Alejandro?
Comfortable 3-1 lead. I think in the beginning we're going to suffer the first 20 minutes, but then we're going to find our home and we're going to get it. Let's go.
You made a face there, Maria.
3-1 is a bit much. This is a final. We are expected to suffer, but I'll take it. I'll sign it today, now, in blood, tears, whatever.
All right, enjoy your time in London. Jules, the fighting talk down here is immense. I love it, the energy.
Oh, my God, they are serious, aren't they?
Don't mess with Real Madrid.
Bashing on the table and everything, Ali.
Yeah.
You need to excuse me, I'm still in a state of shock at wee Joe speaking French. I've got to ask you a question. Was that piece of VT, was that played at the correct speed?
It was. Right, guys, we're all up on stage now, and we were all involved in the build-up to what was a very special promo that we filmed to lead up to this Champions League final. If there are any Succession fans in here, you'll certainly recognise this man. We got the chance to play actors next to the one and only Brian Cox. Have a look. That was a bit of fun, wasn't it?
Oh, it was magic, wasn't it? I mean, it really was tremendous. Not the first time I'd worked with Brian, but it was a pleasure to work with him again.
I'll not be honest. He said that so many times. He's been in a film, don't you know, Jules?
Ali McCoy, don't you worry. Of course, we've got your Hollywood poster ready to show everyone, because you're the only one that can actually claim to be a decent actor out of all of us.
Well, I tell you what, they can keep their Champions Leagues, a lot of them, man. I mean, you work alongside Brian Cox in a movie. That was certainly taken a few stone ago.
Well, do you know what? The rest of us, I'm not so sure how good we did in terms of our acting skills. It didn't go too well, so let's take a look at some of the outtakes. These are always the best bits, aren't they? Joe?
Yeah, well...
did well.
Listen, it's all natural, Jules, sometimes. Yeah, it was more... Sorry, it was... I found it very hard, actually, acting. So big respect to any actors out there, because I was terrible.
He was basically this fella from Succession. Yeah. I was like scared of him in real life as well. Like he wasn't acting that, was he? He's proper.
Ali, is that story true? You couldn't miss a penalty?
Well, not really, but you know,
he was just picking you up.
A lot of the acting, it was 1 or 2 takes, but missing the penalty, it was 4,318. But some fun, I've got to say, and he was brilliant, wasn't he, guys? He was absolutely top class. I mean, brilliant actor. But he was one of the guys that day was as well. He was fantastic.
It was quite intimidating meeting him, wasn't it? I found him quite intimidating.
I just couldn't take him out of character. Like actually said, I'm seeing him in Succession and just being an aggressive, like a lunatic, like, and waiting for him to just like a bit like Fergie. He felt like to me, and I was standing there thinking, I better get my lines right. I better stand right. I had a bad back at the time as well. And I was thinking, stand straight.
That's true.
And but no, he was great. Off camera, he was really kind of chilled out, and what you'd expect from a guy like him.
It was also absolutely freezing that day, wasn't it? We were all shivering. Right, we did promise you that we're going to take a look at our Champions League team of the season. So let's take a look, because this was voted for by you guys at home. You have picked players from all different teams that have featured in the Champions League this season, and here it is now. So we've got Lunin in goal, Hummels and Rudiger, Kimmich, Rodri, Maatsen, Bellingham, Kroos, Vinny Jr., Kane and Mbappe. You can't argue with that, really, can you, Joe?
All the big hitters are there. I mean, Ian Maatsen at left back, he's done fantastically well on loan, or I think he may be permanent now, but he's been brilliant. Matt Hummels was outstanding in the semi-finals. The front three is
it's a joke.
It is a joke. Mbappe, Kane and Vinicius Jr. I think Vinicius Jr. is the best player in the world at the moment. I really do.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think you can grumble with any of those, really. I'm glad Dortmund are represented defensively, because I just think that was a masterclass over the 2 legs in the semi-final. Thought they were fantastic. Hummels especially, scoring a goal as well, and gets him in there. But yeah, I have to agree. Kroos getting in there at his age as well, when
good.
Lots of people kind of write him off alongside Bellingham. Just shows you Madrid as well, that kind of front three with Vinicius Jr. as well, and Mbappe. Unbelievable, and Kane, who's had an unbelievable season, really, just because he hasn't won the Bundesliga and the Champions League as well. He's scored 40-odd goals.
Crouchy, just to go back to Harry Kane, he scored 46 or so goals, I think he got this season. You're a striker and you don't win the league, but you get 46 goals. Are you one of them selfish ones that go, do you know, I've done my job, I'm all right? Or what do you reckon Kane's thinking?
Well, he's going to win the Euros.
I think obviously he's gone there to win things, right? I think that obviously he'd be gutted, but I look at Alan Shearer, right? He's got 260 Premier League goals, and he's not won the FA Cup, or people hold things against him. But would you rather have the record goal scorer of all time? Would you rather? I've asked this question before, and it goes on for much longer than we've got. What would you rather?
I want titles, individual honours. I think it's all right. But how many leagues did you win?
There's only one man though who's top goal scorer.
No, Shearer's devastated. When he goes home at night, he's devastated.
Fair enough.
All right, I'll tell you what, let's hear from some of the Dortmund fans that are here in Box Park. Bex is with them now.
Here we are down here. I've moved myself down to the Borussia Dortmund fans. Here we go. This is Torben. This is Ben McFadden, who is the president of the Borussia Dortmund fan club here in London. Guys, you heard the fighting talk from Real Madrid there. Yeah, what's your response?
Well, I think Dortmund just has to go and win it, right? It's very easy. Just go and win the game. It's 90 minutes. It's not a return leg. Let's just go and win it.
I mean, it's just a Champions League final, but it's super cash. We don't worry too much. Ben, what are your thoughts?
Dortmund on any day can beat any opponent.
Okay, so the hope is strong here. The hope is high. Who or what is going to be the difference maker for you tomorrow?
I would hope Marco Reus. It's his last game. Let's just hope for him to score the deciding goal, like 85th minute maybe. That would be amazing.
85th minute. I think everyone will be sweating on the top line if nobody scored at the 85th. You don't want extra time and pens, do you?
Well, actually, penalties is the one thing that Dortmund are really good at, and German teams are really good at, as English teams always find out every tournament, again and again, and Rio can confirm this.
Oh, yeah, Rio's coming for you later. Rio's coming for you. Right, very, very quickly, guys. Go on then, predictions. Ben, I know you said 85th, 1-0. You'll take it?
No, we'll take it all the way to penalties, and we'll do our good German thing, you know?
Okay, Torben?
Well, I would say 1-0. 1-0. 1-0.
Just a cruisy 1-0 will do you. 1-0. All right, these Dortmund fans are excited. But Rio, what's your response to that?
But just cut them out now. We
Yeah,
can
I think so.
edit them out. It's fine, it's fine. They got to know where they are. You're in England, man. You've got to respect us.
Can't be talking about penalties here. Come on.
Right?
All right, guys, before we go, let's get all of your predictions. Joe, what's the score going to be?
Dortmund 2-1.
Dortmund 2-1.
Oh, you don't believe that? He's lying.
Oh.
He's lying. You don't believe that?
No, I can't look past Real Madrid. Real Madrid 2-1. I think it'd be tight, but 2-1 Real.
Rio?
I'm going to go 2-0 Madrid. By 2 goals, they'll win it. 2-0. Don't you say Dortmund as well.
Well, this is the man that said half an hour ago that Dortmund can win it, and of course they can win it, but I don't think they will. 2-0 in Madrid.
Great stuff, guys. Before we go, we just wanted to announce that, as always on a Champions League final, we always have a special guest that joins us on the show. And this time, we've got a very special guest.